So we're here to talk about some big news that dropped Thursday. So as you guys know, Disney had its investor meeting, 4-hour meeting where they talked about all of the updates that they had for Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar. So with all the TV and movie news, I think we're going to jump right into talking about everything Star Wars TV. So again, I'm going to kick it over to you, Ryan.
Yep.
What excites you most about what you heard as far as Star Wars television?
Oh, the Bad Batch.
The Bad Batch. Okay.
Incredible. I'm excited for Ahsoka. Obviously, when she came into Mando, I think we've been saying it since that episode. She's going to get her own spinoff series.
Yeah.
We knew that was happening.
And I'm so glad for that to be confirmed.
Yeah. We knew that was happening.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm glad it's happening because I want Mando to have his own story, right? Like I don't want Ahsoka and spoiler alert. Okay.
Okay. Second one. Okay, we're good to talk about spoilers.
Right. I don't want Thrawn and Ahsoka and the possibility of Ezra. Right. I don't want all that to overshadow Mando.
And whenever I saw that episode, I thought, bring Ahsoka into Mando. Yeah. But I am enjoying where Mando's
I'm enjoying
going.
Mando right now. I'm enjoying where it's going. So I'm glad that she's getting her own story that will most likely take her on an adventure to catch Thrawn in some capacity. So I'm stoked about that. Obviously we got Obi-Wan Kenobi news.
Looking forward to it.
I'm stoked about that too.
Yeah.
But we got footage of the Bad Batch.
Yes, we did.
We got footage of it.
And it looked good.
And it looked incredible.
Yeah.
It looked incredible. It looked like if you took the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars, that animation, it looks like it's carried over to the Bad Batch.
And it looks like, honestly, it looks like it might even be a little bit slicker. It looks like it might be better than season 7.
It looks incredible.
Yeah.
And, I'm not going to lie to you. I liked the first 4 episodes of season 7 when they followed the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite, but I enjoyed it. But this, I'm stoked. Seeing the Palpatine and obviously the Bad, because one of the biggest questions that was out there, and I had the same question, were the Bad Batch, were they impacted by Order 66?
Yeah, and we have confirmation that however it happened,
they weren't.
They really weren't.
They were not impacted.
And I assume that it's just going to follow them, as the Empire is rising.
Yeah.
How are these Bad Batch clones going to react to that? They're pretty much out of place.
It looks like they're infiltrating the Empire to some extent and trying to, right? So I think for me, that was the thing that stood out the most. Again, it's just because we got footage of it, right? Like everything else is great. There's announcements, but for me, I like tangible things. Yeah. And I saw footage of the Bad Batch, so I know it's coming. And even though we didn't get any footage of it, but the Acolyte, that sounds
that was one of the pieces of new news that we got, right? Some of the other things we've heard rumors, some of the other were confirmed. The Acolyte is supposed to take place around the High Republic time. So for you guys that aren't super familiar with it, they're going to release a ton of material right around, again, we don't know exactly the time frame, but maybe several hundred years before episode 1.
Yeah.
So I believe Kathleen Kennedy mentioned something about the beginning of the Sith or something about the dark side. So we might actually get to see kind of the inception of that. And that's a really cool idea. I didn't see it coming, so I'm pretty excited for that. One of the things that before we move on to any of the movies, I want to make sure to talk about my most anticipated. Please. This guy right here, Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I can't wait to see that show. It's already been announced, so it wasn't anything groundbreaking. But I can say what was groundbreaking is the fact that they're bringing back Hayden Christensen. So this is one of those things where some people say, oh, this is fan service, right? Yeah. Where, we're just going to bring back the folks that you know. But I think that enough people really wanted to see Hayden Christensen redeemed from the prequels. I think a lot of the hate that he got from the prequels was maybe, due to some of the writing and the execution and everything. So Kathleen Kennedy is really trying to play up the fact that this is going to be a return. She hinted at the fact that Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader is going to get an epic rematch with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that completely, only because it might mess with continuity for episode 4, but I trust Deborah Chow, who is supposed to be helming the whole series. I trust her to tell a great story and to make sure that it works within the canon. She's close with Dave Filoni. They all work together on The Mandalorian. So, she's somebody who respects Star Wars for what it is. I'm super excited to see Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader again. Whether we see flashbacks, why bring back Hayden Christensen if you're only going to keep him in the suit? I can almost guarantee we're either getting flashbacks of Anakin or we're going to see him in the suit without the helmet on.
That's what I was getting at,
which
right?
I think is a really cool prospect to see kind of what his day-to-day is when he's not in that suit.
One of the things, though, that I think is a possibility, remember in, I believe, Rebels kind of messed with time.
They did.
It did, right?
Yeah.
You had they could be on one side of the planet with the Loth Wolves, and then they could walk through a door. They can be on the
World Between Worlds. That introduces a whole thing.
Then Ahsoka being trapped in some weird thing, and then Ezra coming back to find her. Right, like they did some not weird stuff, but they did some out there stuff for Star Wars, right? That hadn't really been explored.
Which you'd think with a property like that. Anything is on the table, but even Star Wars kind of has its own in-universe laws.
And so that's what I think there's stuff that they can play around with that might not mess with the continuity of things.
Yeah.
It just needs to be executed well.
Yeah.
So as long as it's executed well, I'm cool with him coming back and being in it. Hopefully he's improved his acting skills, or hopefully whoever's she's writing it, or she's just directing.
I'm not sure if she's the writer. I think she's directing each episode. I
heard that. I don't know if she's writing.
6 episodes, maybe 6 episodes. I think it's a limited series, so I think that's the only one. I think it's just the one, the one limited series.
Yeah.
So
it's exciting.
What I'm hoping we get from that show, besides, and it's funny, we're talking about an Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and all we've talked about is Darth Vader and Hayden Christensen, and because it's such an exciting prospect. And it's such there were rumors that Hayden Christensen was going to be involved for years. There were rumors he was going to be in episode 8 and episode 9 of the sequel trilogy. Yeah. So I think the fact that he's coming back opens the door. And I think most fans do want to see, like you were talking about, what is his character like outside of just seeing all that detail in the comics and the books? What does that look like on screen?
Yeah. And, I think with Anakin, I think the thing I was getting at, I can't imagine him, not Anakin, Hayden.
Yeah.
I can't imagine him as Darth Vader, walking around and it's like, he's so scrawny. Like he's like Darth Vader in my mind is this grimacing, over-imposing,
Well, you never know. Maybe he's been hitting the gym.
So we'll see. That's why, like, even when he first became Darth Vader in Episode 3, even in that movie, I was like, Darth Vader looks kind of scrawny.
Yeah,
that doesn't look.
And we're 15 years after Episode 3. He's probably put on some natural bulk and all that.
So,
I think he'll be fine.
So I'm excited. It's just execution.
Yeah.
They have me sold with Mando. I know they're going in the right direction.
And they're kind of using Mandalorian as a blueprint. I mean, it's getting its own spin-off, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the things that's really interesting too is the fact that before we go to the movie, I just want to make sure that we talked about Lando is getting his own limited series too. And that is an interesting choice for a limited series, and I have no idea how they're going to approach it.
Hot take. I do not like Donald Glover as Lando.
Really? Why not? Do you just not like his character? Do you not like the way he plays Lando?
So Solo on a whole was fine, right? I'm not one of those people that hated the movie. I don't know. I didn't like his portrayal of the character.
Really?
No.
Well, I'm going to do another hot take and say I completely disagree with Ryan. I loved his take. I thought it was really fun, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Again, that was really unexpected, so I have no idea when it's going to take place, what it's going to be about. Again, I think the moral of this story and of this whole video is we're getting 10 plus properties. As long as they're done right, give me as much Star Wars as possible, right?
Yeah.
So I think we've talked a lot about the television shows, and there's even more where we still haven't even been able to touch on Cassian Andor. We're going to get an anime show called Vision. So there, and again, Mandalorian season 3 is coming out on Christmas next year. So there's a lot with the TV show. So let's go over to the movies. I didn't expect really to hear too much movie news, but we did. And before we even go into the 2 specific properties that they mentioned, the most interesting part for me was Disney confirmed this is going to theater. So again, they're not hopping on that HBO Max model. They're saying these are going to be in theaters over the next couple of years. We've got really big directors at the helm of our properties.
Man, all that stuff HBO Max did just for Disney to come out 1 week later and make it all seem irrelevant.
Yeah.
It's
like, what HBO news? What HBO news, right? That was like 5 years ago already.
It felt like I was watching this and it felt like, when did that HBO Max stuff happen?
Yeah.
Like
HBO who?
HBO who? But I think Disney did that with a lot of their properties though. Like they didn't announce many movies moving to streaming.
Yeah.
Most of the big ticket items are staying in
Which,
theaters.
as you know me, I mean, I'm okay with having the option, but I love being able to see these movies in the theater that their way, that's how they were shot. That's how it was meant to be. So for, I think the most surprising news as far as Star Wars movies goes, Rogue Squadron.
Yes.
Right? That was not even on my radar. They also dropped the fact that Patty Jenkins is going to be directing that, which makes my excitement level just that much higher. And I didn't even have any excitement, right? So Patty Jenkins, for those who don't know, she helmed Wonder Woman, both 1 and 2. Loved what she did with that character. So I also saw a video where she said she's setting out to make the best fighter pilot movie ever.
That
was such a
she
cool
did was
video.
awesome.
Yeah.
That teaser that she did was
no
incredible.
footage, just her talking near the trunk of a car about how I think it was her dad was a fighter pilot and it's inspired her, and she's always wanted to find the right story. And now Rogue Squadron is the right story to tell within the Star Wars universe. So that movie instantly makes me, that much more excited. We don't know anything about it yet, so not much to speculate on. So the other movie that we knew was on, we don't even know what the title is going to be. All we know is that Taika Waititi is on it. He directed Thor Ragnarok. He directed some really great episodes in The Mandalorian. He's super well known. He has his own sense of humor, so I guarantee you his Star Wars movie will be off kilter. It's going to be completely bonkers. We have no idea what to expect. And again, the only thing that I really expect from that is for it to be hilarious. So again, those are the Star Wars movies, Star Wars TV shows that we're looking forward to. Anything we didn't cover, and again, there was so much in this news. I encourage you guys to go online.
Mandalorian Christmas.
Mandalorian Christmas
next
2021.
Mandalorian. I love that. I love that. I'm super excited for that. Can't wait to see the season finale. So
and this news dropped in December. I feel like every December is Star Wars December, and if that isn't official, I say we make it an official holiday. But what do I know?
So I think we
all right, perfect. So we appreciate you guys joining us. So that's all of the Star Wars and TV news that we wanted to talk about today. Till next time.
Thanks, everybody.